Hey everyone, Priestess May here, and this is my cat Hobbit. He likes to hang out with me. And I wanted to come back, and as promised, I promised you guys that I would come back and tell you a little bit more about my spiritual practice, which is the 21 divisions, or some people call it the 21 existential divisions. That's what we call it in my lineage. And I wanted to come back and share with you the beings that we include in our practice, in my lineage anyway, because they are different based on which part of Dominican Republic you're from and what works you're doing. They can have different names, have different abilities, but this is what I have learned over the last 20 years. So the first of all, these beings, these existential beings, are called potencias, or I can't really say that in English. They're just potencias, beings, I guess, in English. But they're called the potencias, and there's three different sets of potencias. So there's the white potencias, there's the African potencias, and then there's a Native American Indian from Dominican Republic potencia. So these are the Indians of water, they're known as. And I might be saying some of these things in Spanish, because that's just the way that the culture was born there in Dominican Republic. So the white, las siete potencias, the seven potencias of white saints are known to be, the first one is Elijah. He is the Baron of the Cemetery. He is known to be the protector of the dead, and the prophet to Jesus. So that is the first one. The second one that we work with in our lineage is San Carlos Borromeo. He used to be a cardinal in his time, and he has been recognized. His color is red, so I'm kind of in my mood with him today. And sometimes he's known as Candelo Sedife, which is what he's known as in our beliefs. The next one I want to talk about is Archangel Michael. He's very popular. Archangel Michael has kind of become one of the most popular beings. He's used throughout all types of beliefs. He's used in the New Age community. But in my tradition, he's known as Belie Belkan. And he's used to be petitioned for many things, protection, anything you could possibly think of. The next one I want to talk about is Goomba Angel, or as we know him as San Santiago in Dominican Republic. His color is blue. He does, again, protection again. He does some different types of works, which I'm going to be going into further in my further videos, different petitions you can do from the different saints, and then we'll talk about that based on the being that we're talking about. The next being I want to talk about, and she's really, really influential in my family. My mom has channeled her for over 15 years, and she has worked with her as a caballo for the last 15 years, as well as with St. Carlos, but primarily St. Anna has been a very, very strong part of my family. Since I was a little girl, my mother has been channeling her. She has been working with her, and she's just been a staple in my family. For a long time, I didn't even realize that it wasn't normal that other people's families didn't have a saint with them all the time. That didn't have them actually embodying one of their family members. And my mom has been doing this for over 15 years. She's been a caballo. So St. Anna's very close to my heart. You can petition her for works of love and works of motherhood if you would like to, because she has such a hard time having Mary. I will go deeper into her story in my future videos, but she has such a hard time having Mary that anyone who petitions her for conceiving a child tends to work very closely, and she really works very hard for those people who are petitioning her for a child. So she's very dear and close to my heart, as all of them are, but there are some of them that you become closer to as you work with them more and more. and that just happens to be Saint Anna, or how we call her in my family, Mama Anna to me. She's my Mama Anna. Then we have the next one, very important for love as well, Metresili. A lot of people know her by another name, but she is known to me as Metresili, or the Virgin of Sorrows, or the Virgen de los Dolores. So she's really important. And then we have Saint Martha the White, which is known to be, in some areas, is known to be the wife of Elijah. So she also works with mediumship work and things like that. She works for protection. She works with women. She's used a lot in works in her African version, because she has a duality. She has her white version and her African version. Works a lot in the works of dominating a certain the male spouse. So she does work with that. Okay. So those are the white potencias of saints. So those are the whites. The African, as we know them, are Gedes. So we call them Gedes. The Gedes are the African ones that we work with, and they tend to be the Gedes are known to be fire element. They're fire warriors. They're warrior spirits, or warrior, elevated warrior spirits, or ascended warrior spirits. I guess you could call them, in the African tradition. And they are known to work under Elijah, a lot of them. The first one is Juan Guspia, which I will be talking more about him later on. And not a lot is known about him, but he is very powerful. The next one is the General Gede, and he is the general. He has also been given the name Gede Pring, which he was giving in northern Dominican Republic. He's also Candelo Negro, so he's the known as the black Candelo, whereas Saint Carlos is the white Candelo. And then he's also known as Franciquito. That's just one of his nicknames, Franciquito, and he's usually portrayed with his wife Franciquita. So he's also dear to my heart, because he actually has been with my grandfather, channeling and working with him for over 40 years, almost 60 years now, and they've been working together. He's a staple in my life. I speak with him every single week, at least once, if not twice a week. If my grandfather ever goes, I'm gonna miss having channeled conversations with Gede, with the General Gede, with Pring Gede, or el viejo Pring, as we call him in my family. And I'm just really gonna miss having him around. He's the staple of my life. I love him. He is my godfather. He's my spiritual godfather. He was the one who initiated me. He's the one that's been teaching me, aside from my mom and Saint Anna. He has been a staple in my family, and he has guided us all this time. So it's been a blessing to have him in my life. The next one that I want to talk about is Luis Gede. He works very closely with Bring as well, and he's just an amazing, powerful being. You have also Gede Herbacio, which I haven't worked a lot with, but he is, again, I can't really say much more than they are amazing beings. Of course, they're warrior spirits, so make sure you don't piss them off, because you're going to get into a lot of trouble, especially if you mess up some work that they ask you to do. You definitely want to be careful, and definitely make sure you know what you're doing. The next one is Gede Antonio El Gede. And I will be showing some pictures down the line in my other videos that I've been able to find. Some of them, there is no statues, but there are pictures or images that I can find of them, that I can show you what they look like, and I can show you what petitions you can make to them when you need certain things to change in your life, certain aspects of your life to change. So I definitely can do that for you. And the last one is El Gran Jimenegro. So El Gran Jimenegro is one of the most powerful Gedes as well, and he works so much in so many different types of your life. The thing with Gedes is that they understand justified anger, so they are usually used in works, or not really used, but petitioned to in works where you need to do, where you need to kind of return back negativity to the person who sent it to you. So because they are warrior spirits, they do understand justified anger, and they can be violent spirits, but they are still loving. They're still light. They understand the human natures and the needs to fulfill in our human existence, and how we need to be protecting ourselves, and how we need to be returning the energy that's sent to us in the most loving way possible, but also in a defensive way. So they're very big, very great for defense. The last set, the last 7 are the angels of water. We recognize the angels of water, or the Indians of water. I'm sorry. The reason I said angels is because some of the angels actually take on some of the personalities of these Indians, of these Native American Taino Indians from Dominican Republic. Some people substitute them in with like the Archangel Raphael and things like that because they do healing. But mostly these are them. We have in my lineage, we actually acknowledge these Native American Indians to be part of the 21. So El Príncipe Carmelo, he's very big on protection. He was a prince, a Native American prince that was killed when the Spaniards came to Dominican Republic. So he's very much he's very important in that. It's said that you shouldn't put Guedes and the Indians next to each other because Guedes are more violent, Indians are more peace. They're water and all that. They don't like to be near each other. If you're setting up an altar, it's good not to have them next to each other, just for respect, that they don't like to sit next to the Guedes. So the whites kind of stand in between the two when they have a meeting. They kind of sit in between the two, and this is kind of a congress to bring peace between the whites, the African, and the Indians that were all thrown on the same island and had to figure out how to co-live, cohabitate together. So this is where this came from, this belief came from. Then you have El Indio Caonado. He is usually portrayed with a canoe. He is the Indian of fishing, of really just trying to get the harvest that you need from fishing, from the river. So he's usually portrayed with a canoe, which is why he's called El Indio Caonado. But he was really important to the fishermen, and getting that being able to feed their families from the river. Then you have El Gran Toro del Monte. So El Gran Toro del Monte is believed to be the spirit of the mountain. He is the spirit of the mountains in the Dominican Republic. He is the one that looks over the herbs that grow that help us with different spiritual works. He is also the one that looks over roots that we may use for spiritual awakening and things like that. So he is El Gran Toro del Monte. And you have El Indio Enriquillo. El Indio Enriquillo is known for a lot of things. One of them, he's used for protection. His arrows sometimes are used for protection in your home. So that's something which is important to know about, and I'll be sharing in later videos. And you have El Indio del Valle, which is known as the Indian of the Valley. And he, again, another protective spirit. And he just protects his village. So he is the protector of the villages, in the small little villages in Dominican Republic. And here we use him for protection as well. There are works that you can petition him for. And again, that will be something for another video. And you have La India Anacaona. The India Anacaona, she was known to be very important in bringing peace between the white races and the Indian race, and the Native Americans in Dominican Republic. She brought a lot of peace between them. She introduced a lot of Native American Indians to, or I guess I should say Native Caribbean Indians to Catholicism. She you know, she still maintained her native Caribbean Indian status, but she brought some Catholicism into her home, from what history can tell us, or spiritual beliefs can tell us, and we'll be talking more about her in later videos. And finally, it's El Indio. I can't say his name, so I have to always read it. Guacaranani. I wrote them down so that way I make sure I never forget one. And this is my book of works that I've had for so many years. But I have, so he really works with protection. He has a plethora of things you can ask him for. Really great with money works. So money works that you are interested in, maybe getting a new job or bringing more money to your actual business. Gold is a big thing in the Native American or Native Caribbean culture. So that is something that it wasn't that valuable to them, but because they didn't know what it was, but now they help in bringing those things into your life. Finally, I just want to say thank you for sticking out through my whole video. For those who have joined me before, thank you for joining me again. I look forward to having future videos with you. I look forward to teaching you more. I look forward to learning more from you as well, because I do have a lot of clients that ask me really interesting questions, and then I can ask my grandfather and my mom if I don't know it, and I'm like, ooh, that's a new thing for me to learn. Even after 20 years, guys, of practicing and learning this practice, I still learn. I've been learning this practice since I was 8 years old, and I'm still learning stuff, and I appreciate this forum. And again, I want to thank my friends and my clients that have motivated me to open this channel so that I can share my knowledge with you, and I can spread my belief and my practice to as many people as possible, because I love it. I love doing it. I live it. It's my life. So again, thank you for joining me, and many blessings to you, and may the angels and the saints and God above all bring you everything that you desire and need. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, you can contact me on my website, which is listed below, and you can contact me on my phone. My phone number is listed as well. I'm also on Facebook as Priestess May, and if you need any spiritual help, please let me know. I will let you know what I think you need based on my experience, and what the fees are involved for that. Don't forget, please like, share, and comment, as well as subscribe, so I know that you guys are liking the videos and appreciating the videos, so that I can continue making them. All right, love you all. Many blessings. Bye bye.